Hello everybody, welcome to another Versus video. CVM here, joined not by BBD, but with...
Andrew Shrout. Strict improvement, I must say.
I'll leave that up to the viewers.
All right, fine.
You do have more hair, I will say that.
I have more hair, I have fewer tokens, though.
I
do not have my face on a token, unlike
that is true.
Mr. Brown doing.
So we're going to play, we're going to go a little old school here. Instead of the basic land game or the poison game, we're going to play the basic token game. So we have myself, Brad Nelson, Jerry Thompson, BBD, and Todd Anderson. And I'm going to pick one of these, not at random. I'm going to see if I can figure out which one that Andrew Shrout will not pick.
I don't see it.
And then he'll have 3 choices to pick one. So the big decision is whether or not he thinks I'm going to pick myself. And I don't think he has a good enough read, so I'm going to go with this one right here.
I have no reads. I'm going in the dark.
You have 3 choices.
All right, well, Jerry Thompson is my spirit animal, so I'm going to start by naming Jerry Thompson.
All right, you missed.
Tilt. All right. Todd Anderson is my other spirit animal, so I'm going to follow up by naming Todd Anderson.
Oh, we missed there too.
All right.
So your 60%er has dwindled to a 33%er.
Yeah, this is rough. All right, you picked yourself.
I did not.
Whoa, blowouts. Let's see it. Who would he get? Daggers. I should have known.
You replaced who you replaced.
Yeah. That BBD always one up with me.
All right, so I'll go first.
All right.
And so this hand it's not stellar. And if we were playing against like a super fast deck, it might be tempted to go ahead and mulligan it. But I feel like the format is a third control decks and a third Thoughtseize decks. And this hand is good against 2/3 of that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep.
Okay. So when you're playing control decks in the standard format, I have found basically you just want to make your land drops. And this is a hand that can do that. So that's all I really care about. So I'm going to keep for that reason.
Fair. All right, so we will go ahead and start with a scry. And I'm going to bottom that because we don't need any more.
Sweet.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, scry myself. Yeah, we don't need that one.
All right, well, that was like the worst draw. All right, we'll scry. And we don't need that. Go ahead.
A lot of that going around. Yeah. All right. This game is going to take a little while to get started, I think.
Well, that was a cute draw. So we'll take 2 and play a Courser of Crufix.
You got it.
And it's your turn.
So we see a Courser. We know there's another Courser coming. It'd be sweet if we could find the Detention Sphere and get them both, but CVM's probably not going to fall for that. And we'll send that to the bottom as well. And I'll pass.
All right, so I draw a card. Oh, baby, that's a good one.
One of my least favorite things about Courser Crufix when I have it in play is that it gives away
leaking
all the
information, yeah.
Like that.
All right, well, I'll attack.
18.
All right, I'm going to play this Courser.
Nice.
And we're going to gain 2 life and keep that return right there on top.
Fine.
Go ahead.
All right. So, no. Didn't actually have a Detention Sphere, but I am just as content to get a 2-for-1 Supreme Verdict. Yeah.
All right.
Sweepers are not actually that great in this matchup, so I will take a 2-for-1 and get it. Go ahead.
All right, and so we kind of walked him into that because we wanted to resolve one of our Planeswalkers.
I've been played like a fiddle.
So we'll scry, and at this point, this is exactly what we want. And on Xenagos, we'll make a Satyr.
Yep.
Which are over here somewhere. And we'll attack for dose.
I'm at 16.
And it's your turn.
Hey. Okay. Well, we're still at least a turn from doing anything super relevant. So I'm just going to play my temple. Take a peek. And that doesn't do much either. Go ahead.
right. So we knew that was coming. And here, we just want to make a satyr and attack for 4.
I will fall to 12.
I'll play a land, and then I'm just going to pass.
Not gonna.
No reason to cast anything here into dissolve.
Huh. You know I can't cast dissolve, right?
Or an Is It Charm.
All right, fine. Sees right through me.
I thought you could cast dissolve. You just always assume they have it with these 3-color mana bases.
All right, so we know he has a Rakdos Return in his hand. He's going to be able to cast it for at least 5 if he chooses. He could do it for 3 with just his lands. He'd use Xena Ghost to get a little extra mana, take out probably my entire hand, so that's not good. Basically means we've got to just play a land and pass.
Okay. So here we have to, just imagine that he is wanting to try and resolve a Sphinx's Revelation here, even if it's just a mini one for 3. So we're just going to attack for 4.
You got it. I'm an 8.
And then I'm going to +1 Xena Ghost for 2 mana.
Mm-hmm.
And
Big
I'll
spell.
try and cast Garrick.
Whoa, that's really big. All right, I'm going to need to review all the modes on this card because it has a lot of abilities, and I only remember like 3 of them. So really, in this matchup, it's just going to spit out 3/3 beasts, right? I guess I have planeswalkers too, but 3/3 beasts are a problem though. I don't like 3/3 beasts. I think I'm going to have to let that resolve because that Rakdos Return is still going to cause problems for me. So
All right.
you have a Garrick.
Well, we're going to plus and get a Todd Anderson, who is not a black token or had that touch, but he'll work.
He'll work.
And I'll pass
He'll
the
still
turn.
thrash me pretty good.
You gonna draw 3?
Yeah, I am going to draw 3 and go back up to 11. And we hit 1, 2. Well, those don't do anything. All right, so. Hey, does that help? Doesn't really help.
I don't know. Show me and I'll tell you.
So we are not dead to these creatures in play, but we're getting really close. So we might need to actually sweep this turn as well. Let's see. I think the first order of business is going to be to cast this Jace and down ticket to go digging a little and see if we can get ourselves out of this mess. So, found a little protection there.
So, and you have 6 cards or 7?
I have 8.
Oh man, you got a bunch.
I'm going to keep them all too.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably not. Not for your next turn especially.
So, I think that I'm not really sure how to split this. So I don't think that I want to give him 2 spells. And Wraths don't really do too much against me. Outside of just delaying my creatures. But like the tokens have haste, so at some point if I even make this an emblem, they can just attack with 7/7 tokens. I guess that's kind of cute. I think I'm going to split it like this.
All right. Well, I am going to snap up this dissolve. Hopefully that will give me a little bit of protection. So you can currently attack me for 9, meaning that Rakdos Return would be lethal. So I can't really afford to sit around. And actually, let's see. In order
You
to
actually can't play a shock land. And not kill my
I just
guys.
realized that. I actually, in order to play a land to leave up the dissolve, I have to expose myself to your animals. So I am going to play this untapped, go to 9,
Anger of the Gods.
And then cast Anger of the Gods.
All right.
Which is
Well, they are exiled.
not the most impressive play I've ever made. I have 7.
You got 7?
Go ahead.
All right, let's see how many of them we can get rid of.
Yeah. A lot, I'm pretty
A
sure.
land here would be sweet.
Does the land do it up to 7?
A land will let me do 6.
Okay.
Because I can make a beast and plus 1
Beast and
Xenagos.
beast. All right. All right.
Well,
If you do 6, I'm going to keep this one.
it's probably Revelation. That's my guess. All right, so... So I can just do... I can do it for 4 and still make a token off of Xenagos. He took the dissolve.
4 is nothing. I'll dump 4 cards easy.
Yeah, I know.
There are at least 4 cards in this hand that are stone useless right now.
So I think that it's best if I just make a beast plus the Xenagos and then Rakdos return for 5 and kill his Jace. Yeah, I think that's going to be my best bet. So we will go up to 7. We'll make a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the Xenagos. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And we'll just return you for 5 and redirect to the Jace.
All right. So, the question is, which 2 do I want to keep? I know I want this one. I believe I want to keep this other one as well. There's an argument for this. It really doesn't do much here, other than just make me lose slower, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to pitch Visium Mortars, Prophetic Prism, and 3 lands. And also lose a Jace.
Yep. And then I'll pass the turn. So drawing a land there would have been real nice to get an extra card, but...
I need a miracle. It's not really a miracle.
Oh man, I might be able to ultimate the Xenagos.
You're going to ultimate a couple of things, I think. So yeah, this game has really not gone according to plan. I think... So with these on the board, in the main deck, really my only answers to his Planeswalkers are Detention Spheres. The problem is I need 2 Detention Spheres very quickly. I'm not even sure which of these things is scarier right now. So I think step 1 is going to be play this guy and buy some time. Play this gal, excuse me.
Play this pretty lady.
I sassed Elspeth, I feel bad. And I'm going to uptick Elspeth and make 3 tokens and pass.
Yep. All right, well this real awkward Mizium Mortars that I drew is looking real good right now.
Don't do it.
You have 2
I have
in
2.
hand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that's actually a good one. So now that means I don't have to... Okay, so I'm obviously going to Mortars here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can either plus the Garruk to kill the Elspeth and make a Xenagos token and attack him for 5. Or I can send the Xenagos token at the Elspeth, attack him for 3, and then make a Garruk Beast.
I'm real dead to any and all of that.
So we'll overload the Mortars.
There we go.
And I think that I'm better off making another Garruk Beast.
Garruk Ultimate's at 8, right?
Yeah, at 8.
So that's
I'll,
coming. That's
I'll
good.
make a Satyr. Send... Oh, yeah, the Elspeth is at 5. I actually have to plus to kill the Elspeth. That makes better sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll plus to kill the Elspeth, make a Satyr, attack you for 2. They would actually get in some damage.
There we go. So I didn't actually.
Oh no, yeah, I attack you for 5. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
because it went to
stupid.
Jace. That's right. So I'm
Yeah, this
7
this beast can attack actually, so I attack you for 5.
All right.
So you go to 6. I plus to kill the Elspeth. 0'd there. Yes,
Right.
that works. That was convoluted because I did not do my math, but I will pass the turn.
And I am outless, I believe. That sure doesn't help. We'll go digging. Whoa. Fling cards everywhere. And those aren't going to do it either. So we'll move on to game 2. All right, so I will be on the play, which
For game dose.
hopefully helps me out a little, gives me some a chance to get kind of a land ahead and counter some of those planeswalkers before they come down and start wrecking me. And once again, I think that you just want to keep any hand that can make its land drops. So I see no reason to send this one along. I'll keep.
So this hand is much worse than my last hand. There's not a lot of interaction here for this particular matchup. And I'm very tempted to mulligan this hand.
Ship it.
And I think I'm going to.
Nice.
But I potentially could keep it. But I think that there's just enough do-nothings here to mulligan it, knowing that I'm playing against control.
Well, yeah, probably. I see exactly what you mean. Yeah, that is a very borderline hand.
Yeah.
The downfalls will be like
These
do nothings until they're not, and then
these make me think that there's potential
yeah.
for the hand, but oh man, Carried would have been real good.
Exact same hand.
'Cause that's my
only
boo.
With a Xenagos. Conjured up.
Well, this hand isn't awesome, but I'm going to keep it.
All right, deal. We'll lead off with Temple and go Scrying. Do we need that? I don't think we do. We'll send it along.
All right. So a Caryatid here would be pretty nice.
Don't do it.
This card is kind of cute. And I can see situations where this would actually be pretty good, so I'm going to keep it here. Go ahead.
Yeah, still nothing too substantial. This is not a card that I'm ever going to want to just be like activating and bashing with in this matchup, I don't think. So I'm going to go ahead and play that instead.
Now that I think about it, I probably should have put that on bottom. Go ahead.
I'm really excited to find
I did
out
not
what this
take
card
into account who went first that game. This card is much better on the play
is. Okay, deal.
as opposed to being on the draw.
All right. We're going to keep it up. Tap land, go.
All right. So I imagine this is going to be Charmed, but I'll try and read some bones.
No, go for it.
All right, so we're going to scry 2. And these are both pretty good. So I think that I actually want to keep both of these.
Just finding good cards all the time. Why you gotta be like
I'll leave them there, and then I'll draw 2 cards and
Okay.
pay 2 life. 18. And then it's your turn.
Okay. So, the real question is, do we play this and what do we do with it? It is awkward here because of Xenagos the Reveler, which if we downtick, just immediately kills it. Although to be fair, he has several ways of doing that, so playing it at upticking is kind of awkward too. I think I want to just play it and get my value out of it. So I'm going to cast Jace, Architect of Thought, tick it down. And if he kills it, then we traded a card for 2 or 3 cards probably. Well, unfortunately,
Well, we'll put the temple by itself.
yeah, some of those cards were lands, so that's less good. Yeah, I'm gonna take the temple. Go ahead.
All right. Well, we're not in a terribly exciting spot here, but I do get to get this Planeswalker into play, and it's not Xenagos, it's
Deal.
the other one.
All right.
And we'll just do 1 damage to your Jace,
Yep.
that way you can't take it down again.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
All right. That was a good draw. So first order of business is going to be take this thing back up. There's not anything else with it. And so this thing is just going to keep our Jace pinned down as long as it's in play. So I think we actually need to get it out of play. So I am going to Detention Sphere to exile it, and then play this temple. We go digging. Nope. Bottom it, and you're up.
Alright, so we draw for turn. So I can just play this and use it to free my Chandra. But then he's just going to kill it with his Mutavault. But that also sets him off of casting a Planeswalker this turn and uses up some of his mana. So the other option would be just to play it and kill his Jace, and then he obviously kills my Vraska back with his Planeswalker.
Oh, that's the it we're talking about.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah.
The card I topped it. I envisioned you playing Jace and me playing Vraska and killing it, but I'm like, well, actually, I'm on the draw, so that just doesn't really work that way.
Vraska's still pretty good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the presence of Vraska in your deck makes Detention Sphere a lot worse.
I mean, I also have Abrupt Decays too.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
So the question is it worth letting him keep a Jace in play while I have a Chandra, while I build towards another answer for his Jace, or do I just get the Jace off the board? That is the question. Now, because I have other Vraskas and Abrupt Decays in my deck, and other action spells, I'm not planning on using the 0 on Chandra anytime soon. So I'm just going to Vraska kill the Jace.
Kill the Jace. There it goes. All right.
And then I'll pass.
So Vraska is onto, which does mean that I can Mutavault it. I am pretty happy to take the opportunity to do that. So, hiya. And other than that, we will follow up with another temple. Take a peek. That one's spicy. I'll take that one. And I'll pass.
All right. So he has 5 cards here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at this point, we just need to start getting some cards in there, pretty much. So we're going to start with, like this. We'll start with the Read the Bones.
Sure.
Alright, so I'll scry 2, and I like this one, but I don't like that one. So we're going to go top bottom.
Okay. We'll be down to 14, I believe.
And then I'll go to 14, and we're going to draw 2 cards. And then I'll play a land, and we're going to attempt to cast a Courser.
So Courser is annoying, but he has a lot of cards that are annoying, and I'm worried about his top end. I really don't want to get Garricked again.
Get Garricked.
But with what we can see, and of course we know the top card is a powerful animal. We know we're not going to find another answer next turn, and I don't want to have to leave this up next turn rather than play what's on top, so I am just going to dissolve it.
So here's, like I talked about in the deck tech, you're just dissolving into a scry that you're already leaving on top of your deck.
There it is again. Just bask in it, fellas, because it's coming. I'll leave it on top face up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's either a Chronos or an Elspeth.
All right.
And then I'll pass.
Yeah. Untapping's hard. All right. Draw this Karanos. We'll play a Shivan Reef, cast said Karanos, and since you're tapped out, I will take the opportunity to poke you for 2.
I'm at 12.
You're up.
All right, we're going to be trying to race here. All right, so here the question is if I want to cast this or this. That is the question. You have 3 cards?
3.
So I can play both of these, which would give me a blocker for his Mutavault, and then we just have to worry about getting domed by the Karanos.
Karanos is really sweet against a pile of Planeswalkers.
Yeah, he really is.
I should be playing more of this card.
Yeah, that card's real good. Do you have to choose the targets before? No, you just choose it when you reveal it. All right. Yeah, Courser seems like it'd be real good against Kronos at this point. All right. So obviously, we're not going to be able to stop the top of his deck.
Am I getting returned?
So I think we're going to be better off just to return his hand and play this Caryatid. So I'm going to go to 10, which could be wrong. But we'll return you for 3.
All right. You didn't get much of anything exciting. Chivalry, Pallid Fountain, and Anger of the Gods.
Yeah. And then I'll play this Caryatid.
You do have a blocker for Mutable, though. That's kind of
And then we'll pass.
All right. Yeah.
All right, reveal.
Pow. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take 3.
Yeah. Yes, you will. All right. You'll be at 7.
Yeah.
So the question then is, do I want to just pass with this, or do I want to go ahead and play it? The upside of playing it, of course, is that if in my 4 cards, if I find a land, I can play it and keep making my land drops. The drawback there is if he has another Rakdos return. He punishes me pretty severely for that. So, even though I
mean,
just,
a return punishes either, right? Like, if you don't cast it and I return you, then
that's actually
like,
true.
you'll just
Yeah,
lose it. So
you're right.
You
Doesn't
you
much
just
matter.
jam it
So let's just go ahead
mid-phase.
and do it. Yep. So we'll cast that. I will be up to. Did I take any damage this game? 24, right?
You just took 3 from the return, so.
Oh yeah, the card deals
21.
damage, doesn't. All right. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Value. All right, go ahead.
Didn't even draw a land. All right, so that's not going to help us. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 5, 6. Here we can't do both. So we'll scry. And that is not anything that will do anything. We'll play Garrick.
Card's good.
We'll make a beast.
Okay.
And then it'll be your turn.
Man, this guy, not a planeswalker.
No,
Sweet.
he's very good.
All right, reveal. Reveal Jace. So,
Me or Garrick?
I think. So I have these, which in conjunction with Kronos would actually let me kill off the Garrick, which is probably worth it. Although that is going to be my turn, which is not that exciting. Oh wait, I'm just really, really dumb. You're at 7, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
You
Shoot
just
you for
have-
3 and
you
then
just have
turn
2
you
turns.
twice.
All right, you got me.
All right, sweet.
I was thinking, I was like, there's
Yeah.
no way it's 2 turn burns, because then he would just kill
You're
me.
right.
So it's
You're
like,
right. There
like
is no
1
way.
turn burn and an Anger of the Gods. Because then you could like Anger, turn, and then attack it with a Mutavault.
Yeah, no, I was going a little too deep and simultaneously not nearly deep enough.
All right, everybody, we are here for sideboarding on the Jund Midrange versus Blue, White, Red Control. As for myself, as you can see, I'm changing quite a bit. So I have these 3 Downfalls, 3 Mortars, a Dreadbore, and a Putrefy that I just want to get rid of. Downfall and Dreadbore, they can kill Planeswalkers, but that's all they do, and I don't want to be 1-for-1ing his Planeswalkers with my removal spells. So, like, Garrett can kill Planeswalkers, Xenagos can attack them, Rakdos Return can kill Planeswalkers, so I just really want to get these out.
Yeah, you're basically exchanging them with cards that go 1-for-1 with a Planeswalker anyway,
Yep.
but do it much more efficiently.
So we get our 4 Thoughtseize, which I think will change the matchup a little bit. We get a 3rd Rakdos Return and 2 Slaughter Games, which is just a very good card against the Revelation decks. If I can snap one off early, it can pretty much neuter his game plan and just allow me to continue to press any advantages that I might have. And there were 4 dragons in the sideboard, but I really just don't want to jam all 4 dragons and raise my curve up quite a bit. So I'm going to bring in 2 because I feel like it's probably a pretty good card against you. But I don't really want a whole bunch, so we're just going to bring in 2.
Yeah.
And I'm cutting 1 Golgari Charm. We already have 3 Decays, and a Charm still in the main is a way to answer a Detention Sphere. So I think that that's going to be enough. If it turns out that I just have to have an answer to Detention Sphere, I could see bringing it back in, but for now I'm going to shave 1.
Yeah, I love that you have so many answers to Detention Sphere that you can afford to shave 1.
Yeah.
The card is very unreliable for me in this matchup.
Yep.
Like Vraska is as well.
Yeah, and
right?
Vraska.
Yeah, things getting out of control. So on my end, I'm going to get rid of some of these sweepers. In the first 2 games, they were just constantly clogging up my hand, really doing nothing. I thought about getting rid of all of them. I did leave 2 verdicts still in the main. I think that, the possibility of things like Stormbreath Dragon are like, that's enough of a reason to leave in some answers. And actually, if I cut all the sweepers, then I'm in a position where like you'll play Xenagos and use it once, and then I detention sphere it, but then the game's just over because you have a satyr. Like I want to be able to clear away like a 3/3 and a 2/2 that you have kind of left over from your planeswalkers.
Yep.
So kind of two verdicts left in it as insurance for that, and I am cutting 1 turn and burn. It's just an inefficient answer, and the Elixir of Immortality. So I'm bringing in 3 Rakdos Return, which is a card I'm very excited about. And I mentioned in the deck tech, but these cards are the reason that I can afford to cut the Elixir, I think.
Yeah.
Traditionally, you want an Elixir because you're very answer dense and you don't have a lot of ways to actually close out a game. So there's a possibility that your Karanos gets thought seized, and then you got to win with a Mutavault. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
With 3 Rakdos Returns coming in, I'm still in pretty good shape to just being able to Rakdos Return for 10 when I get to the super late game if it comes to that. So I don't need that kind of crutch in Elixir. The Rakdos Returns, in addition to being kind of a win condition, of course, they are a 1-for-1 answer. Well, not 1-for-1. They answer a Planeswalker, and they're like a kind of a Mind Shatter, Dreadbore split card.
Which is very good against other slow, dirty decks.
Yeah. So this card is going to be huge. I'm going to be leaning on that pretty heavily, particularly if my Sphinx's Revelations get slaughter games. That's going to suck.
I mean, I got another one. We can hit Rakdos Return.
That's true. And then just a couple of 1-ofs that kind of short things up. I wanted more counter magic than I drew in the first 2 games. The Dissolve that I drew was very good. I would like more of them. So to that end, I have a Negate and a Counterflux. And then Faded Retribution. I guess I said I was cutting sweepers. I was not really factoring in that I'm bringing in 1 mega sweeper.
Yeah.
The fact that this destroys Planeswalkers is huge. And I guess a deck with, 10 Planeswalkers? How many do you have, actually?
10.
10's a lot of Planeswalkers. Hopefully you have a few fewer than 10 after this resolves.
Well, how many are left in my hand? That's what we'll be stuck with.
None. We got you. We're ready. So yeah, that's what I'm up to, and we'll see if those are some heavy tweaks. I feel like I'm going to be a little bit. I don't necessarily feel like I was favored in the pre-board games, but I think things get a little worse for me post-board.
Yeah, I think Thoughtseize is going to change the dynamic quite a bit. Knowing when the coast is clear to jam my Planeswalkers is going to be pretty good.
All right, let's play some Magic.
Let's do it. All right, we are back for game number 3. First post-board game. I will be on the play. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this looks like a keeper. Not a whole lot going on, but we got some sweet stuff that is there.
I've only looked at 1 card, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be a keeper too.
Is it a Prophetic Prism?
Oh, this got better. Oh, it's getting better and better. Actually, it got like way worse there at the end. That was awkward. Man. All right. Honestly, if I can find a blue source in the top like 2 cards, I think this is a pretty easy keep. Awkwardly enough. Just because of this, although that's pretty exposed to Thoughtseize. I don't mulligan much, to be frank. I take a lot of risks, but this one I think is too risky.
The true BBD replacement.
Yeah, this one I think is too risky even for me. What do you think?
Oh, that one's real rough. Yeah, you need a red card. God, I just wanted slaughter games. Sphinx's Revelation.
There it was. This hand was insane. All right. They say never look, but that's foolish. You should always look so that you know that you should keep next time. I think that's how that works, right? All right, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this will do.
All right. Temple of Milady.
There you go.
And I'm going to bottom. Go ahead.
All right. Temple of Enlightenment. We do need those, but we need different colored ones. So I'm gonna send this to the bottom.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good one. Although I don't really care about it at the moment. So we'll just Thoughtseize. Alright. This is going to put me to 18. We have a Jace. Meter Vault. 2 times Dissolve. A Flux. And a Foundry. It's a lot of counter magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty well insulated from Thoughtseize on that front.
Yeah, I think I just have to kind of take the Jace.
I can't get any of this right now, so there's that.
Alright, well, we will scry. And I feel like this card is actually probably pretty good in the current game state, so I'll leave that there and pass.
So again, I think the odds that I just start bashing in with this guy for value are very low. So I am. Well, I said that. So I play this, and then he. We still have a turn to get it active before he plays any like 4-drop planeswalkers anyway. So we'll just play this tap and pass.
Alright, so we'll take a pain and play a Courser.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be doing any damage to that thing anyway.
Oh, baby.
Oh no! Don't do it. Like, I'm just going to draw like running Revelations. It's coming. Actually, probably just name Dissolve. I just thought of that.
Yeah, you do have 2 Dissolves in hand.
Yep. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Huh. So now I have to decide if I want to just take these Dissolves now. So he has a Mutavault, 2 Dissolves, a Counterflux, and an Unknown card.
Unknown card. I know it. Folks at home know it.
So I know that he still has I know that he still has the Counterflux. Even if I take the 2 Dissolves.
What's going to be really weird is once he casts it, then I have to decide whether I want to dissolve it.
Yeah.
Even though it of course won't counter the Slaughter game, but it'll let me scry 1, which is huge here because I need action. And if I go down to 1 Dissolve in hand rather than 2, he's less likely to name Dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I want him to name Dissolve.
Alright, well, I'm going to gain 1 in shock. So we'll go to 16. We'll battle for dose.
I'm at 18.
Alright, and I'm just going to cast Slaughter Games.
Cards in hand.
I have 3.
3 cards. Read the bones on top. So the odds of him having, I don't know, just like a heaping pile of action where I'm going to need like multiple counters over the next couple turns is fairly low. Of course, if I do cast this Dissolve, then I think he's happy to name Sphinx's Revelation at that point. And I don't know if I necessarily win this game with 2 counters in my hand and no Sphinx's Revelations in my deck. Then again, I probably don't win this game with 3 counters in my hand and no Sphinx's Revelations in my deck. So I'm just gonna let it resolve.
Alright, I'm going to name Sphinx's Revelation.
Woo, ship it. All right. So the unknown card was a Supreme Verdict.
Oh, Verdict. That's a good one. I was hoping you would dissolve so I could just like, my goal is I'm going to name red regardless.
Right.
But then I just get to blank scry by shuffling your deck.
Yeah, the scry's pretty useless, isn't it? I didn't really think about that. Mm-hmm. So when I played Blue White Red at the Block Pro Tour, rather than playing 4 Sphinx's Revelations, I played 3 Revelations and 2 Thought Flares.
Because of
partly for this reason. Also because
Alright, here's your deck back to shuffle.
I just found myself wanting to cast a draw spell on turn 5 a lot. And when you have exactly 5 mana, Thought Flare is actually a lot better than Revelation.
Yeah, it's what, draw 4, discard 2?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, if I had made that split here, we would be in much better shape against Slaughter games. That's for sure. All right. So we'll get these out of here.
And then I will pass the turn.
Hey, yeah. Mutavault down. And go ahead. Oh man, he's gonna get a card off of that Courser Crew. That's the worst feeling.
I'll gain a life.
Back up to 17. I am down to 16.
I'll play Caryatid.
Sure.
And then I'll pass the turn. So it might seem weird that I'm, walking 2 creatures into a verdict that I know that he has, but with what I have in my hand, it's correct.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know as well as I do. I don't really care about these guys.
Yep.
I am much more concerned with those. Those things are scary. So I'm going to pass.
Okay, so you have how many cards?
I have 5.
4. 5?
You know about these.
Yeah, I know 4. I got 1 unknown. Read the bones. I'll type for 2.
Or, sorry, 14.
Okay. So I think that we'll gain a life,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll pass the turn.
Crafty. So you're not going to give me any chance to...
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, you have to handle the Courser Crew effects.
Yeah. not going to give me any chance to dissolve anything and go digging. So... I drew a very powerful, impactful spell. I'm going to cast this Prophetic Prism.
Oh man.
Right? And I'm going to draw from it.
Yep.
Then I'm going to pass.
All right. So I have this.
Blow it up. Do it.
I think I have to because I just can't beat a Rakdos return.
Yeah, there it goes.
I mean, it's that and Detention Sphere are the only targets. So.
Yeah, so this plan may be a little less reliable than I had hoped. He's incoming.
That's a cute one. All right, so we're going to battle.
Mm-hmm. Let's call.
All right, so we're going to cast the Read the Bones that he knows that we drew.
Right. And I believe I know about another Read the Bones, right? Maybe, maybe not. I thought I saw one earlier on top. You already cast it.
It's definitely possible. I have not cast Read the Bones yet in this game.
I had it in my head that you have another Read the Bones in your hand already. Although maybe I'm thinking of a different game.
I do, so I imagine that you saw it at some point.
Yeah, it was when you first cast that. It was the card you flipped up. All right, cool. Just making sure I knew that. So so there's only one unknown, but the way he's been playing, I have to suspect it is something he wants to force through, and that could include any number of 4-drop Planeswalkers. Xenagos in particular would be really annoying right now. Huh. So I'm not excited about letting this resolve. On the other hand, if it does resolve, he finds the Thoughtseize, so he can kind of take a peek at my action. Although I'm pretty well insulated against Thoughtseize. I also can't just sit here forever either. I am slowly dying to this Courser, so I am going to dissolve the Read the Bones and just take a peek. And I'll put that on the bottom.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast another Read the Bones.
Sure.
So you get to see this card, but not this card, because this is still on top technically.
Okay.
And so we know that this card and this card are what's on top of the deck, and I don't think we care about this card right now. So we're going to bottom this one. We're going to leave the Thoughtseize on top.
All right.
And then you get to see both cards that I draw.
Yep. Nice. Nice. It's coming for you.
All right, so I lose 2 from this.
Yeah. So you'll be at
16. Reveal the top card from this Courser. would gain a life.
Mm-hmm. I got 17.
17. Temple of Milady. And we'll Thoughtseize. Jeez.
Is it and verdict are the two unknowns.
So we got dissolve, charm, verdict, times 2, flux, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I get to take one of these?
Mm-hmm.
A whole one of them?
Yeah.
So I think that getting rid of one of the verdicts is going to be the best. I'm just going to end up having I'm just going to have to fight through these counter magic. The thing is that he also could block my Courser with his Mutavault and then Is It Charm it?
I'm really unexcited about that play, but it's a thing I could do, sure.
Yeah.
If I did that, it would eat up all my mana during your combat. So that's worse than just casting Supreme Verdict.
Correct. Yeah, I'm just going to take one of the verdicts. And I go to 15 from the Thoughtseize.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm just going to hold on to this Urborg for a while.
And in the real world, they never see it coming. Maybe. I'd probably be bragging about it and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
all right. Well then. So I'm taking 2 a turn, which doesn't put me under any like real immediate pressure, but more pertinently, the longer this thing stays in play, the juicier his hand gets, because he gets a chance to filter through some lands that he would normally get on his draw steps. So there's a real argument for just pulling the trigger on this thing. I'm really not excited about just sitting here with counter magic that he knows about forever. So yeah, particularly that in the I would want to cast Supreme Verdict with either the dissolve or the counterflux up, and I'm going to need to make 2 land drops in order to do that. It's a pretty tall order.
especially if we don't have one this turn.
Right, and we know one card is an Urborg, and then we have to assume the other card is something scary. Rakdos Return would end me. The game would be over. Well, actually, Rakdos Return would just end us both. We would just both have no action. I think that favors me. So,
It favors you with no revs in your deck?
Oh, that's a thing, isn't it? Whatever. I got Karanos. It's right here. It's right here. It's right there.
God, I hope not.
All right. The other like terrible thing for me would be Garrick.
Or any Planeswalker, really.
Yeah. Although once I sweep, Mutavault helps there. So I know what I'm gonna do. I had a brilliant idea. I'm gonna cast Is It Charm and draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Yeah, that helps. All right. So, well, now we're down a card, so that's awkward. This is an important piece of the puzzle later, I think. We want both of these. So we're going to play that this turn.
You have to discard 2.
I'm working on it.
Okay. I was like, hold on.
Yeah. And we're going to play that this turn. We're going to leave up one of these, and then we're going to play that next turn, play that. So that means that one of these and this are actually the only 2 extraneous cards here. So I am going to pitch them, I guess. Feels wrong to pitch this, but especially not since I don't have Revelation. There's an argument maybe for pitching this and trying to draw another land. I am going to get to take a peek and try and find another one on top. But having 2 of these seems really valuable against the Planeswalker deck. So, yeah, I'm going to dump 2 action spells, Counterflux and Jace Architect of Thought.
All right.
And then I'm going to play a Temple of Enlightenment.
Okay.
Tilt. It was there all along. We don't need it now, though, so bottom.
You have 3 cards?
3.
All right, so Verdict, Dissolve, blank.
Not impressed.
Nope, not at all. Attack.
I'm at 10.
Gain a life and scry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put this guy on the bottom.
You don't want another Caryatid?
I do not. Oh, I'll take that guy though.
I don't like it.
And then I'll pass.
All right. Well, just like we drew it up, Mutavaults, and let's see, we would prefer to leave, to not take any pain from this dissolve that he knows about. So we actually would take a pain no matter what, right? Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take a pain. Go to 11 and cast.
You were at 10. Should
I'm trying to gain life for my Shivan Reef.
Not working.
It's not how that works at all. Yes, I'll go to.
That'd be
9.
a good land.
It would be. I guess actually I could. No, I can't. All right. Yeah. 3 verdict and pass.
All right. Well, we'll draw that guy.
Mm-hmm. You played Urborg yet?
No,
You should play Urborg.
I should.
It'll help you cast your spells.
Well, I'm just gonna play this Courser.
Deal. It resolves. Yep.
And then I'll pass.
Untap.
So we know he has the dissolve, so we're just
Yes.
not gonna play the Garrick yet.
Just never ever. This is in a weird spot. I will pass the turn. More of those, huh? Chandra incoming.
Yeah, I'll cast Chandra.
Sure.
Okay. You have how many cards?
3.
3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I can 0 the Chandra and try and cast this Courser. But then if he counters it and then gets rid of my Courser, he can kill my Chandra with his 2 Mutavaults. And still have Dissolve mana available for my Garrick. So I don't really want to do that.
This is an awesome board state, actually.
It is really cute.
I love this moment in Magic right now.
So I think I'm better off. Yeah, I think I'm better off just +1 in to do damage to you.
I'm at 8.
And then I'll attack with my Courser. Does this
Okay.
work? Yeah, if you block with
I do have double Mutavault.
Mutavaults, then I can just kill one and play the one off the top of my deck. Yeah, I'll attack with a Courser.
All right. I am very excited about this thing that is about to happen. I am going to activate my Mutavault,
Oh no, you're gonna make my guy an 0-1?
block the Courser,
Sure.
and then I am going to turn a burn. Turn him, burn Chandra.
That is pretty cute. Guess I should have waited. And you have 2 cards?
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass.
And we will draw. Hey! All right. Played Urborg yet?
No, I haven't played Rogue yet.
All right.
God, it's so awkward.
Yeah. I will. Let's see. Leave those up. So I will tap
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have attacked with that Courser. That was awkward.
Reef and Temple and attack your Chandra.
She's dead.
Go ahead. Sure.
Play Courser.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Detention Sphere, the Courser,
Sure.
and I'll pass.
I'll cast 3 of the bones.
You got it. Down to 14.
Alright, so we're going to go to 14. And you have 4 cards?
3.
3, alright. So we'll scry 2. And one of those is pretty good. Alright, so we'll top bottom. And I'll draw 2 cards. And then we'll just play this dragon.
Uh-oh. So, I've been sitting on this Dissolve because I know he has Garruk Apex Predator, but I kind of think I am just as dead to this thing, if not more so. So, yeah, I'm going to Dissolve it. Take a peek. Yeah, that one's alright. Leave it on top.
Play a land and pass.
Okay, cards in hand, Garruk and
Garruk and
Urborg.
Urborg.
Yeah. Let's see. Karanos. And whack you.
12.
You're up. You have Garruk.
Alright, I'll make a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pass.
Alright. Reveal from Karanos. Yeah.
Oh man, do you have Rakdos Return?
I do have Rakdos Return in my hand. So,
oh, this is
alright,
unreal.
So you're at 12, and then, so this is gonna, so that costs 2, and then I would be able to
Maybe I should have
return
jammed a
for
Garruk
3.
earlier. I don't know.
I'm at 8, so 3/3 beast is a real problem, maybe. No, I'll deal 3 to Garruk. Draw this Prophetic Prism. Cast this Prophetic Prism. Draw my card, and then Rakdos Return you for 3 and redirect to Garruk. Another Garruk, nice. All right, I feel good about this game.
Alright, so I can just draw like a return or a dragon here and be nice.
Good. Is that game?
Well, 3 and then...
Yeah, that does it. All right. Sweet. Wow.
That was a good game.
That was.
Jeez. Alright, we are back for game number 4.
4.
And I will be on the draw. You get to go first.
Get to be on the play post board. We'll see if that works out any better for me. And I think I'm okay with this hand. Yeah, if we don't make our land drops, this can help. So yeah, I'm fine with this. I'll keep.
I like this hand too.
All right, we'll kick off with Sacred Foundry. Go ahead.
We'll scry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good one. Good.
Boo. Reef go.
I'll play a carry at it.
Yep.
And then I'll pass.
Hell Fountain. Go.
Okay. So we'll start off with a Thoughtseize.
And I will say no. Negate. I'll go to 19.
Well, that's not very nice. Alright, we'll scry.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that one. And I'll pass.
Alright, Temple, Scry.
Yep.
That one's it's a tricky one. We're a little ways off from it actually doing work. And this is not a matchup where you really want to like tuck cards away in your hand for later, because they're exposed to things like Thoughtseize and Rakdos Return and Slaughter Games.
Yep.
So I'm inclined to just ship that one along, even though it would be very good. So yeah, bottom. Go ahead.
So we'll shock,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll try and play Vraska.
I will say no again. Is it charm?
Not surprised. Your turn.
So it's 4 cards in hand. He could Rakdos return for 4, which would be really unfortunate. He cannot play a Garruk next turn, so like this probably the scariest thing he could do next turn would be like Xenagos or something along those lines. So I think I'm gonna try and get ahead on cards while I have a shot too. I'll play Jason Downtick.
Sure. We'll split them like that. Hopefully you need the land.
I kind of do. I really do. And I don't have any way to shuffle unless you slaughter games me. So putting that on the bottom is, that's so rough. I feel like I win this matchup when I have Karanos and I lose it when I don't. So
I mean, you lost when you had it last game.
I didn't have it very long. It doesn't count. This hurts. I think I'm going to put it on the bottom, though. Feels wrong, but I'm going to do it. If I take it here, it also is exposed to things like Thoughtseize again. So, yeah, I'll put it on the bottom. And play the Steam instead. Go ahead. I feel like I'm going to get to keep one of my 5 cards. Is that happening?
I do not have Rakdos return.
Sweet, we did it.
And I hate this card. I'm not going to play it.
Herborg.
Yeah, I'm just not playing it.
Yes. Yeah, you have a Xenagos. And there goes my guy.
It'll kill a Jace. And then I'll pass the turn.
Alright.
It's so awkward. It's really good, though. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Herborg when I was putting this deck together. That's probably a reason to play the splash, actually.
I mean, couldn't you just play an Herborg in your deck?
I could, but then it doesn't.
Or like one in your sideboard or whatever?
Yeah, but
Because most of the control decks play 27 lands anyways.
That's true. Herborg does not cast Izzet Charm very well, though.
Neither does Mutable.
That's true. All right, I am going to. I think I have to get that Xenagos off the board.
There we go. Sphere some detentions.
Yes. Like that. Yes, detention sphere. Get in there. Go ahead.
You have 4 cards?
4.
I'll cast Read the Bones.
Sure.
Alright, so we'll scry 2. And I definitely want that one. I want this one, but not the other one. So we will top bottom. I'll draw 2. I will decay the sphere.
So
I will make another Satyr. And battle for 4.
Yep, 15.
And then I'll pass.
Right. Am I actually at 15? Did we both miss me taking one from that guy last turn?
I killed your Jace.
That's right. Okay. So this is going to be troublesome. That Xenagos card's real good. Uh, 5 cards in hand? That's so many cards. I think I'm actually going to hold this because of that and pass the turn.
All right. And you have 4?
5.
5? Okay. I think that he's probably just going to Sphinx's Revelation here. him 3 cards, and then allow him to verdict with counterspell backup next turn, which is kind of awkward, not gonna lie. And I also can't really play this and risk exposing myself, which is really awkward too.
Do it. Cast it. Expose yourself. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, 4 cards.
5.
5 cards, yeah. So I can do that. Yeah, that doesn't really do much. I think here I just have to make a satyr.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. So I thought I had 3. I will attack you for 6.
I am at 9.
And then I'll cast a Raska.
Big spells. Huh. So I have options here. I would like to use this to go find action. So I think I need to use this one. Which I'm going to do, yeah. I'll cast a Dissolve. And make sure I do that right. Yeah, Dissolve. And put this on the bottom. And assuming you are done,
Yep, I'll pass.
and do
Charm.
one step, I will cast it as a charm and draw
Yep.
2 cards. Neither of those do what I wanted them to do either. So we'll just pitch those. Hello. That wasn't bad. Huh. So this is a tough spot for me. Both modes on this card are pretty valuable here. The problem with just playing a land and passing is that whatever he does, he's going to swing for 6 first. And that's going to put me in very dangerous territory against a Rakdos Return deck. So, I think I'm just going to cast it. Faded Retribution. And scry 2. Bottom, bottom. Go ahead.
You have 2 cards?
2.
Well, that was an interesting draw.
You have a lot of cards over there.
Yeah, well, I only have 4 lands in play. Alright, well,
Yeah.
I'll just return you for 3.
You got Mortars and Turnipburn. And I am at 6.
Yep, your turn.
And Urborg is in play, boys.
It is.
It's coming.
Well, you bottom, so that made my decision a little bit easier.
It's coming back. What's happening? It's returning, if you will. That was an X spell. Yeah, we'll jam it. Yeah, ref for 4.
Whatever, man.
up to 10. Hut.
I'll be happy when that card's not in standard anymore. I'll tell you
we're
why.
back in it. Temple of Enlightenment. And we'll bottom. Go ahead. You have another Rakdos return anyway, right? You have another Rakdos return anyway, right?
No,
Sweet!
but I drew a live one.
Oh no. I hate live ones. You got it. Which X spell scares you the most?
I think I just have to name slaughter games. Or no, yeah,
Hold me
that
to
doesn't
it.
work.
No, all right.
Sphinx's Revelation.
Sphinx's Revelation, yeah. I did draw one, so that helped out. All right. You are shuffling that
So you have a
Karanos
Prism.
back up, so that's pretty sweet.
And a temple.
This is my hand. Yep.
Oh, man. game has just been disgusting the entire game.
So how many Garricks are in your hand right now? 5.
At least one.
Okay, sweet. All right. Well, I'm mostly out of action too, although I am going to get to...
I mean, you get to scry and draw cards.
Yeah. It's actually kind of an interesting decision which one, like what order I do these in.
Well, you scry first, obviously.
Okay. Well, put it
Well,
that way.
I don't want to say obviously, but I feel like you scry first.
Yeah, I think I do too. I mean, it's a little worse if I find like Rakdos return, but actually I guess Rakdos are still fine. I'm gonna scry. This card's weird. I'm sure he is going to play scary things where I'm going to want this, but on the other hand, he probably has 2 ways to destroy it in his hand. So I don't trust it, and I'm going to put it on the bottom. And then I'm going to cast this Prophetic Prism.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pass.
All right, well, we're going to play this, but then I have to decide what mode to use if it resolves. I guess I should just see if it resolves.
It does.
All right, well, he's at 10.
Tutor for a land. It's a strong play.
I might. You have 2 cards.
I figured if I said it disparagingly enough, you wouldn't actually do it. That was the game I was playing.
All right, well, I'm actually just going to tutor.
Okay.
I think that this is what we want to get.
Another Urborg.
Oh, yeah.
I only have 1. Daggers.
No, I'll just give it to you.
I assume you're done after that. I guess I should go ahead and yeah, you're good there.
I'll play my
Not
land.
done. Had it all.
And then I'll
along.
pass.
All right. So that makes it even more likely, I think, that you drew a land if you did have a Garrick in your hand. Yeah, I'll shove it right back.
Oh, plus.
Get out of here, Island.
You have 2 cards?
2. Once you get rid of all the revelations, making my land drop suddenly doesn't seem quite so important.
Well, we're going to try and return you for 2.
Well, since I would lose it anyway, I may as well scry. Bottom.
Go.
Hey. Hey. Yeah. Go ahead.
Scrap.
Woo.
Bottom.
One more shot.
Good.
All right, it's this one. I can feel it. That's one that one. Go ahead. You got it.
Finally! I'll make a guy and pass.
Yeah. Tilt. Yeah. When's this ultimate on?
I get all creatures from graveyards.
There aren't any, right? So that,
Did I
that
gotta
ultimate's
carry it to
complete,
that's
completely
coming back into
irrelevant,
play?
right? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Up top. 3.
I'm at 7.
Go.
Yeah. Prism. Huh. Not helping either. Go ahead. Yeah, knowing I already used the Faded Retribution is pretty disappointing here.
Supreme Verdict.
I'm at 7, right? And not 6.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I probably should have cast that, huh? Yeah, I'm at 1. Yeah, I actually don't have outs now that I think about it. Even casting Verdict does nothing for me here.
I'll make a beast. And I drew this.
All right, well, I am going to concede.
Which lets me name something.
Rather than let you take a peek further.
That game was real weird.
Yeah. So, it is time for...
The final game.
Not the decider, because technically I've already lost the match, but...
we're still battling for honor.
Exactly. It is time for me to regain my pride. And... yeah, I think we can safely keep this.
Oh man, this is an awkward one. So, we have some awesome cards against him, but we don't have really the lands to cast them yet. But, in the spirit of the old BBD, we'll keep it.
All right.
I'm
proud
on
of
a
you.
draw. I'm on
There
a
we
draw.
go. All right.
We got to expand our range sometimes.
We'll kick off with the temple. Take a peek.
Bottom.
Nope.
It's all Goulet from here.
Oh, man. Just Captain has it over there. All right. Another temple. This one, things got weird. Well, this is not a land, and we really wanted one. But I think we want to keep this anyway. Yeah, let's keep it. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, those are good ones. So yeah, I don't know what you actually care about more.
Yeah.
Having all these expensive cards that are really good against you is really awkward in the first, 6 turns. Like, I just need this card to show up on exactly, turn 8.
Yeah, I'll take the dissolve.
Okay.
We'll do another scry action. Ooh, that's a good one. Go ahead.
Draw. 18. Go. Spoilers.
Did you draw another dissolve?
I don't know why else I would do that, for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll dissolve it.
I don't lose any life.
Yeah. So, actually gained nothing from that.
I'll scry. Sorry.
And I peeked this and I kept it on top.
And we're going to bottom that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go.
Alright, so I know that you have
You know them all. Yep.
Mortars, Rectos Return, Fate Retribution, and Detention Sphere.
Those.
Hooray. $16.
Mm-hmm.
Synagos.
Sure.
We'll make a Satyr and attack.
16.
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
That was a good draw.
yeah, it was. Detention Spearing that Xenagos, that can't possibly end poorly, right? I think I just want to hold the sphere and use it for crowd control on these guys next turn. I just have to assume if I did sphere here, it's going to get Vraska or Abrupt Decayed or something. Although maybe I'm being a little paranoid about that. No, I'll wait. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. 12.
Your turn. So I pass there to hold up for this instead.
which sounds suspiciously like removal for my Mutavault, but I think I would. I think I would crash in anyway. Maybe.
I probably should have just cast this now that I think about it.
We did. Yeah, we did draw the Foundry, so we are actually closer
Lucky.
and closer to doing this, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I don't even know what removal would still be in his deck that would kill this thing, but surely something. I am. Yeah, I'm just gonna Detention Sphere the Satyrs and pass the turn. I guess actually any removal that could have used them, could have gotten the Mutavault, could have also kept a Satyr alive too, which is kind of awkward. But
Yeah, I should have just played that last turn. That was real stupid that I didn't.
God, I hate when my opponent draws a card off of Courtier of Kruphix.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
The worst feeling.
Alright, we'll gain a life.
Yeah. 17?
I'll make a Satyr and attack.
I'm at 10.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Well, we drew it. Once again, the fact that Xenagos is in play causing trouble means that we should just go ahead and pull the trigger on the thing rather than wait and try and get a little extra value. So I'm going to do that.
Yep. I
Retribution.
played this all wrong.
And take some peeks.
Courser should have been in play. Should have been able to do things that turn.
So both of these cards are pretty good. There's a real possibility that I don't get to keep the cards in my hand because he may Rakdos return me. Although actually I think he just would have done that last turn if he had it. So I'm definitely keeping this, and I'm actually probably going to keep them both. Nah. Well, so once I draw this one gets a lot worse, I think. So actually it doesn't. Yeah, I'm going to keep them both. Go ahead.
Yeah, just passing, not playing the Courser was really bad through this entire game all the way off, and I'm probably going to lose because of it. I'm returning for 3.
I'm going to lose Rakdos return and Million Mortars.
Yep, your turn.
I'm at 7. And I'm going to draw an Elspeth. And make 3 soldiers.
Yep.
And pass. Yep.
Go.
So getting return there was kind of annoying. Because I was banking on this to protect me from this thing that is happening. So I'm at 7. So if he has a land, I'm actually just dead. Which is inconvenient. Well, there's not really anything I can do about it. So I'm going to make 3 more guys and crack you for 5.
12.
And then I'm going to pass the turn. Temple.
Okay. Yeah,
Tap
it is a tempo.
Nice.
So we have a temple here. So we'll scry, and don't think we care about this card. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And I think that we want to So I can either just kill the Elspeth with the dragon and have him dead to the dragon next turn, or I can just kill him, or I can just attack him with the
If you can kill me, you should do it.
Yeah.
I like that play.
I can just attack him with the dragon.
Yeah, if you do that, that frees up your mana, if that matters, because you won't
Yeah.
actually have to monstrous it to kill me next turn.
Yeah, I think I'm better off just attacking you,
Well, I am at 3.
and I'll pass.
Alright, so with this Warder's gone, I have a Turn and Burn and 2 Supreme Verdicts left in my deck as answers to Stormbreath Dragon that I can think of. I think there might be others that I'm missing, but we're going to draw. We're not going to find one of the answers that I listed. So, make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't believe I am. So I am going to then cast Izzet Charm and go digging. And I'm going to slow roll it a little. That doesn't help. That might help. I don't think it does, though. Yeah. So... I believe I'm dead. This definitely doesn't do anything. We're getting rid of that. If I gain 2 with the Sphinx's Revelation, he can just monstrous the Stormbreath Dragon and kill me. So my only out, I think, is to cast this Prophetic Prism, draw Turn and Burn, and then hope Chris messes up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Prophetic Prism. And your Temple of Enlightenment. So that'll do it.
Instead.
Boo!
You don't have any more red.
You're right. Nah.
I also get this reason right. Yeah, I just stuck with Garrick's man for years. Hello everybody, we're back for our conclusion for our epic standard battle of Jund monsters, where 7 mana Garrick sat in my hand every game.
Yep.
Except for a couple where he just pulled out that axe on Mr. Shrout.
That happened, what, once, maybe?
Who's counting?
Yeah.
Versus Blue-Red Control, where I actually just couldn't play Urborg multiple times because she had Rakdos return.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was not an interaction that I had thought of until we sat down and he actually laid the Urborg out. But yeah, the fact that a lot of people are going to have an Urborg actually probably makes this this Rakdos return splash a lot more like palpable.
Yeah, it seems pretty sweet.
Something you can really do. Rakdos return would have been really good
had you ever got to cast it.
Yeah. So
and I knew it was going to be good, so I did what I could to not let you cast it.
Yeah, your Prophetic Prisms, when I last tried this trick, it was in Block Constructed and Prophetic Prism. No one was going to mess with your Prophetic Prisms. But yeah, Abrupt Decay is a real thing that a lot of people have now, so that's kind of awkward. The Tension Sphere is another real thing that I guess people had then too, but whatever. So, like, that's the... I kind of wonder if this is maybe just like a trick that you can't do anymore.
Yeah, like early on, I imagine that nobody would see it coming, but now it's like could potentially be a real thing, I guess. Yeah, especially if you played it in the tournament, like the first 4 rounds, you're gonna get them all. As you get later on in the tournament, they're gonna know the jig's up. So
yeah, and actually one of our games, I think our game 3, I'm pretty sure I would have won if you didn't know I had Rakdos return on my deck. Because you had an Urborg.
Yeah, I just didn't play Urborg.
Right. Yeah.
And you just, if you return me, I just can't win. So, and that's definitely something to think about, like when you are playing in the new standard with Urborg. Yeah. A good question I like to ask myself when I'm playing games, especially if I'm pretty far ahead, what has to happen for me to lose this game? Yeah. And if it involves you playing an Urborg and your opponent Rakdos returning you, you might just want to hold on to the Urborg. Because you never know.
As unlikely as it seems, yeah, that's a real thing that can happen.
You just never know. So, last weekend was Kansas City.
Yep.
This weekend is Dallas and the Pro Tour, which is standard. Yep. Do you think that this type of strategy is something that we could potentially see at the Pro Tour or at the top tables in Dallas?
Yeah, maybe. This particular build, I one of the reasons I was so excited about it was that I was going to have more than just the 4 Supreme Verdicts, having some extra sweepers. As appealing as that was on paper, they're really bad here. So. I didn't really get a chance to kind of see that in action. I think it's possible that having 4 Supreme Verdicts and 4 Anger of the Gods would be very helpful. Maybe not at the Pro Tour. The Pro Tour is the Pro Tour. Who knows what's going to happen there? Things are going to change real quick once we see what happens to the Pro Tour. But I've covered Star City Opens in Dallas before, and those guys like to attack.
They do like to
Yeah,
attack.
so-
In fact, the majority of the Midwest likes to attack.
Yeah, like I think that this particular style of deck would actually be very good there. So if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band. But also you should probably consider something like this.
Now, one thing that is on my mind for the Pro Tour is a lot of players who are either good or see themselves as being good like to play Mono Blue Devotion.
Sure.
And a strategy like this seems like it would just wipe the floor with that deck.
Yeah, that's another
So-
reason I was pretty excited about it.
I'm definitely thinking that there's a good chance that there could be a lot of Mono Blue Devotion at this Pro Tour.
For sure.
And if that's the case, this type of deck is pretty favored.
Yeah, I would have to kind of tinker with it a little more and really test out the matchups. I'm curious what the Mono Black matchup is like too, but I kind of looking at it on paper, of course. Sphinx's Revelation decks of all flavors have been very good against Mono Blue Devotion. That's been a trend all standard season long. This one's no exception. I think it actually gets even better. Anger of the Gods is pretty good.
Yeah.
Turn and Burn actually is an answer to Master of Waves, so you have a couple of extra of those.
Can it actually kill Thassa now with the changes to
Yes,
Indestructible?
it can.
So there you go.
Right.
You got multiple answers.
Yeah, so if Mono Blue ends up being the most popular deck, the most successful deck, which is a real possibility, then this could be the answer you need. Abrupt Decay ended up being a huge problem here, so certainly this particular style of Jund would be bad news. I think we've pretty conclusively found. I wouldn't be surprised if Jund Monsters is just as bad, just regular old monsters. Stormbreath Dragon was a real problem whenever you cast it. If you started with 4 in the main deck, that could be awkward for me. So possibly if I were to tinker with this further, I would want to look for more answers to just big guys. We have Turn and Burn and Izzet Charm, so creatures with power or with toughness 2 or less are less of a problem, but
there's not a whole lot of those running around, and the ones that are kind of fall prey to your Anger of the Gods and Supreme Verdict.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are some that are pretty big. Being able to deal with Pack Rat is huge. So having extra answers there is a big deal. But if you would just jam like a Pull of Chronos at any point, that's probably really, really bad news for me.
Yeah. One thing that you could potentially do is, since you're like, instead of relying on a bunch of Planeswalkers, like you have Chronos and Elixir, maybe just swapping Detention Spheres for Planar Cleansings in this type of build could be good.
Yeah. Okay.
The big problem is that your Prophetic Prisms die,
are
so
kind of
maybe you
awkward
just
there.
kind of have to get rid of the Rakdos Return sideboard.
Yeah.
Or just play an Urborg in your sideboard or something, since who knows?
Yeah, the Rakdos Return, that's probably too cute, honestly.
It's really cute.
It's real cute, though. Yeah, definitely. I was pretty excited to see how it played against a dedicated Planeswalker deck, because we've seen decks like this kind of emerging over the last 2 weeks on the Open Series. So I could see this deck kind of picking up in popularity as well. So I thought Rakdos Return would be a big play there. It ended up not really panning out the way I wanted it to.
So as far as this deck goes, I had a lot of fun playing. It felt a little bit like Jund Monsters, except you're slower and have a bigger top end. I feel like this type of deck really appeals to most people. Like I've gotten so many questions about if Garruk Apex Predator is playable in Jund Monsters. And while it's not playable in Monsters, I think it's very good in this deck. And I actually expect this deck to pick up, and a lot of people are probably going to start playing it. So I think it has the potential to be very good. And if you're going to play in Dallas, you definitely need to be ready for it. If you're playing in the Pro Tour, I would at least have it on your on the mind, because some crazy guy might just play it and Garruk Apex Predator you out of the Pro Tour.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Garruk Apex Predator it's a powerful enough card that even if, as we kind of saw, you mentioned that in Jund Monsters it doesn't really fit, but when a card is at such a high rate to begin with, it'll find a home.
Yep.
People will build around it if they have to, and that kind of feels like what this deck is.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in casting Garruk and big Planeswalkers, they're not quite monsters, but they do have a monster presence on the board. I definitely would recommend this Jund Monsters deck. Stormbreath Dragon actually was pretty good. I don't think I want all 4, so I could see just shaving down to 2 in the board and opening up 2 spots, but Stormbreath Dragon did feel pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, this week is Dallas in the Pro Tour. Good luck to anybody that's going to be battling at either of those tournaments. I know myself will not. I'll be staying here in town, playing a couple IQs. I got to keep my lead for season 3, even though it's irrelevant.
I have fallen out of the top 32. That is so stressful for me. But
yeah, that sucks. You're like at every single opening. You're just not getting any points.
Yeah, I'll be in Dallas. In fact, if you guys are if anyone's gonna be there, feel free to come up, say hi, see what's up.
Yeah, let him know how he did in his first versus video.
Yeah.
Right to his face, just, you suck.
Yeah, make sure you give me the dirty rub-ins. Make sure you remind me just how CVM thrashed me all up and down.
Yeah. If you have a Garrick's axe, just come up and hit him with it. They're Nerf.
Please don't, actually. That would be very upsetting.
So thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Make sure you let us know what you think in the comments. If you see anything awesome this weekend, either in Dallas or at the Pro Tour that you want to see next week, make sure you let us know. We do read all the comments. We like to reply as well if the comments are intelligible. Which most of them are, actually. It's pretty good each week. So thanks for stopping by. For Andrew Shrout, I am CVM. See you guys next week.